Welcome to Project Comic-Con. Can't make it to San Diego this year? No worries, we're bringing it to you here directly on the PlayStation Network. On today's show, we breathe life into The Walking Dead, catch up with the creator of June's top-selling comic on PlayStationComics.com, and check in with Children's Hospital. Day one of Comic-Con, and our brother nerds are out in full force, lining up for hours to hit the booths and panels of their favorite creators. We kicked off the day with Battle Los Angeles, starring Aaron Eckhart and Michelle Rodriguez. Director Jonathan Liebsman was there at the media frontlines to discuss his upcoming take on the alien invasion genre.
Well, I don't consider this one a horror movie. To me, it's a war movie with science fiction in it, and horror is an element in all of these movies. Horror is something that is very visceral. It's a director's medium. You know, the director can do whatever you want with horror. So what was great was to bring elements of that into a real war movie that has aliens in it. Well, I think, firstly, the scale is bigger. Secondly, it's not camp horror. It's just a very real take on an alien invasion, what that would really feel like to have that loss of security when a superior force invades your world.
What would Comic-Con be without comics? We sat down with Ben Templesmith, creator of Wormwood Gentleman Corpse, and surprised him with the news that he has the #1 selling comic this June on PlayStationComics.com.
That's awesome. So it's still really popular then. It's a unique book that people outside of comics that don't know much about comics might be interested in visually. I'm very lucky that it's had success. Joker is my latest book coming out from Image Comics. It's about a private eye ex-cop who is in a slightly futuristic city, and it's a sort of a tale of revenge, drugs. If you like something like Fell, it's quite up the same street. I get inspiration from a lot of things, like movies, some music, and other artists. I'm working on a thing called Black Sky. It's like a motion comic, but a lot more work into it. It's an original thing. It's not adapted as a comic. It will be a comic. I'm doing a comic simultaneously, but I'm gearing it towards this new medium first. It has various computery element things, some motion bits and animation, but mostly it's still all about the drawings, and I'm writing and drawing it.
Web personality and host of Core, Veronica Belmont, was at the con speaking at the Geek Girls Exist panel. We asked her about it, her geek cred, and what nerdy things she's currently obsessed with.
Well, they've brought together a lot of different girls that work in the industry in a lot of different areas. There's people that work in comic books, in art, in music, video games. And it's all just to show that, yeah, we're girls, but we also love the geekier side of life. I've kind of been a geek my whole life. I mean, I grew up with video games. Both my parents worked in the toy industry, so I always had things around the house that I was tinkering with. And I've always been into sci-fi and fantasy. I've always been into geeky TV shows that we all grew up with. It's just part of your personality, you know? It's whatever you're really obsessed with. That's what you're a geek about. It doesn't have to be comic books. It doesn't have to be video games. If you love something, you're a geek for that. Right now, I'm really into Scott Pilgrim. Like, I really want to play the game. I really want to see the movie. I've been watching every single trailer that's been coming out. I'm totally psyched about it.
Comic book writer Robert Kirkman's The Walking Dead is rising as a live-action show on AMC. We spoke to director and Oscar-nominated writer Frank Darabont about fleshing out the flesh-eating series.
I actually first read it about 5 years ago. So when I read Kirkman's stuff to begin with, I thought, well, this is a very provocative idea. I'd love to try and secure the rights, and I figure it's a long shot somebody's ever going to say yes to the kind of show I'd like to do with zombies in it, but why not? And even 5 years ago, the zombie thing wasn't as big as it is now. It's leapt into the cultural zeitgeist since then in a way that kind of surprises me, because zombies have always been a niche thing for geeks like me.
Makeup master Greg Nicotero was also on hand to tell us how he cast the zombies and gave the extras their undead makeovers.
He took a big nod from the graphic novel. You know, I mean, Frank and I talked about this show for probably 3 years. We did a lot of interesting pre-production concept work and did some display busts, and we had a zombie school, and we auditioned 150 people. So we sort of went through and really handpicked the performers, but would look good in prosthetics. And sort of went through and said, oh my God, that person has a great face and big eyes, great bone structure, thinner build, because we put contact lenses and we have dentures and stuff for everyone. So if we end up building up someone's bone structure, it makes their eyes look deeper, and it really makes them look gone.
Web series Children's Hospital, starring Hot Tub Time Machine star and former Daily Show correspondent Rob Corddry, takes its parody of medical drama to television.
I gave myself a very easy job because my character is, while he does wear a lot of makeup, he's essentially autistic. so I don't have to do a lot of emoting. So I don't have to really get into character. Yeah, just put on the scrubs and go.
There are completely new rooms in the TV show. Now there's a cafeteria. But the big difference in the production value is, we always try to make it look like a real TV medical drama, like a Grey's Anatomy. Now we have more of those tools. A lot more guest stars, a lot more cast, so a lot more is packed in.
While I didn't know everybody coming into this, everybody's become very good friends.
I really think the Sony PlayStation is going to take off as the place to get media and entertainment.
While the nerd horde shambles home from their first day at Comic-Con 2010, tune in tomorrow for an interview with legendary comic creator Jim Lee and spend some quarters at Flynn's Arcade to unlock the secrets of Tron Legacy.